Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 2-3 of October-November 2016. So let's move on to question number 1. So without using a calculator, so it means that we have to show every step of your work for the full marks. So we have to show this is equal to this, where k is an integer to be found. So let's do this step by step. So first thing here we have root of 5 plus 3 root of 3 divided by root of 5 plus root of 3. So whenever you have these kind of numbers, the first step is to multiply the top and the base by the conjugate of this one. So conjugate will be root of 5 minus root of 3. Root of 5 minus root of 3. Now step by step, what is this multiplied by this? So if you observe, root of 5 plus root of 3 multiplied by root of 5 minus root of 3, it is just like a plus b multiplied by a minus b, which is equal to a square minus b square. So same way, this will be root 5 square is 5 minus root 3 square, that will be 3, which is 2. So your base will become 2. And what about the top? The top will have root 5 plus 3 root 3 multiplied by root 5 minus root 3. Now step by step, that will be root 5 multiplied by root 5 minus root 3 plus 3 root 3 root 5 minus 3 root 3. Now this time this is 5 and this time this will be root of 15. So we only multiply the inside and this root remain the same. Now this one will be 3 root inside will be 15 and minus 3 is outside. Root 3 times root 3, that will be 3. Okay, simplify. This minus 9, so 5 minus 9 is minus 4, and this one is minus 1 root 15 plus 3 root 15, that will be plus 2 root 15. So now let's replace back in your main equation. So the top will become this one, which is 2 root of 15 minus 4 divided by the base, which is 2. Now we can factorize. You will have 2 outside. That will be root 15 minus 2 divided by 2. This one will be cancelled out. So you will have root 15 minus 2. This is your answer, where k is an integer, which is 15. That is question number 1. Now question number 2, we have e power 3x equal to 6e power x. So we have to solve. Solve means find the value of x. So whenever you see power of x is on top, we try to apply ln on both sides. So let's try that. We take ln of e 3x, ln of 6ex. Now we can break this down into two parts. So you have ln e of 3x is equal to ln of 6 plus ln of ex. Now you have to know that ln of e, so ln of e is equal to 1. So this becomes 3x and this becomes ln 6 plus x. So just to explain how this becomes 3x, because when you have ln e 3 of x, so when you have a power, we can send the power right here. It will become 3 ln 3x ln e, and this is equal to 1, so that's why it becomes 3x. So same way, this becomes x. Now simplify, we send x over here, you will have 2x ln 6, x will be half of ln 6, or you can write ln root of 6. If you want to, you can also find the decimal place, that's okay too. That will be 0.896, correct to 3SF, or you can leave this or this as your answer. And that is your question number 2. Now let's move on to question number 3. Show that dy by dx of d by dx of this function is equal to this. So as you can see, this is a fraction. We have to use the quotient rule. So d by dx is equal to, the first step is to bring this up, 1 plus cos x. So we'll leave this alone for the first part, and then multiply by the d by dx of this. So what is d by dx of sine? That will be cos. Then we have to minus. Now we have to put this as it is, and then multiply by the d by dx of this one. That will be minus sin x. And then finally everything has to be divided by the square of the base, which is 1 plus cos x squared. Now let's simplify the top. The top you will have, we have 1 plus cos x multiplied by cos x, that will be cos square x, and 1 will become, let me just write it again. So cos x times 1 is cos x. Cos x times cos x, that will be cos square x. Now minus become plus, that will be sine square x. Now, as you must know by now, sine square x plus cos square x, that is 1. So here you will have 1 plus cos x. This is the value on top, so you will have 1 plus cos x over 1 plus cos x squared. Now since these two are the same, we can cancel, that'll be 1. So you will have 1 over 1 plus cos x as your answer. This is shown as required. That is for part 1. Now for part 2, we have a graph, and this is your curve y. As you can see, this is your curve, right? Same as this. Now it says we have a curve y. Use the result from part 1 to find the area enclosed by the graph and the lines x equal to 0 from here and x equal to 2 from here. So we have to find this area. So basically from 0 to 2, we have to find this area. So how do you find area of region? As you know, we have to use integration from this limit, which is 0, this is 2, of the value of y by dx. Right. Now we have to use the answer from part 1. So from part 1 we found that if we have y here, for example, let's call this y. For example, we call this y, and this is the result. So basically, when we differentiate by dx y, we get this value. That will be y prime, right? Now to get back y, we have to integrate of this, gives you y. So same way, by using that result, it means that if you were to integrate 0 of 1 over 1 plus cos x by dx, it is supposed to give you back your value of y, which is this one, right? So that will be sine x over 1 plus cos x, and your limits will be 2, 0. So we just have to solve this to find the area of this region. So let's do that. So first is 2. We have sine 2, 1 plus cos 2, and then minus sine of 0 over 1 plus cos of 0. So sine of 0 is 0. This whole thing will become 0. How about this one? So we have to use your mode in radians. So sine of 2 divided by 1 plus cos 2. That should be 1.557 minus 0. So your answer is 1.557. Or you can write correct to 3SF. That should be 1.56 units square for your area of that region. So just to explain again, when you have a function y, when you do dy by dx, you get y prime, right? So how to get y back? So to get back y, we have to differentiate dy by dx. With respect to x, we get y back. So that's how we use this first part to find this and then find the area of the curve. So if you guys need more explanation on this, I can show you guys more videos on how to do that. But for now, that is your answer. And let's move on to question number 4. Now we have p of x is given by this equation. It is divisible by this. And when p of x is divided by this, we have a remainder of minus 20. So first question is, we have to form a pair of equations in a and b and solve them to find the value of a and b. So pretty easy. So when it says it is divisible by this, we have to equate this to 0. X minus 2 equal to 0. So x will be 2. Now for this one, x minus 1 equal to 0. So x is equal to 1. Okay, step by step. So first part is this one, p of x, when x equal to 2, it is divisible. So it means that p of x is 2, so p of 2 is equal to, so 2 power 3 is 8, plus, that will be 4a, plus 2b minus 24 is supposed to give you 0. That's the first equation. Let's simplify. You will have 4a plus 2b. So what is 8 minus 24? That is minus 16 is 0. Now divide by 2, you will have 2a plus b equal to 8. That is your first equation. Now how about this one? It says if you divide by this one and when x equal to 1, it is going to give you a remainder of minus 20. So let's do that. So p of 1 is given by, that is 1 plus a plus b minus 24 is give you minus 20. Now let's simplify. You will have a plus b equal to, so we send this over here, you will have minus 20 plus 24, that is plus 4 minus 1, that will be 3. So that is your equation number 2. Now let's solve. We can replace, let's make b the subject of formula. B will be 3 minus a. Replace back here, you will have 2a plus 3 minus a equal to 8. So 2a minus a was a. 8 minus 3 will be 5. Now b will be 3 minus 5 will be minus 2. So your value of a will be 5 and your value of b will be minus 2. That is your first part. Now for part 2, factorize p of x completely and hence solve this one. So pretty easy. So now we know how the function p of x is. So p of x is equal to x cubed plus a is 5 x squared minus 2x minus 24. This is p of x. So now we have to find the factors of this one. So we can factorize it and then solve it. So to find the factors, we can just do long division. So we can have this here plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 24. Divide by this one because it says it is divisible by this, so we have to divide by this. That will be x minus 2. So first step, how can you make x become x cubed? We have to multiply by x squared. So that will be x cubed minus 2x squared. These two will cancel out. Now what is 5 minus minus 2? That will be 7 x squared minus 2x minus 24. Now next step, how can you make x become 7x squared? You have to multiply by plus 7x. So you will have 7x squared minus 2 times this, that will be minus 14x. That will be minus 2 minus minus become plus 14, that will be 12x minus 24. Now how can you make x becomes 12x? You have to multiply by plus 12. So here you will have plus 12x and minus 2 times 12 will be minus 24, and this is supposed to give you 0. Okay, so from this we derive that p of x is equal to x minus 2, and then this one is x squared plus 7x plus 12. Now we have to factorize this one completely. As you can see, this is a simple quad equation, so let's factorize. That is x, and what is the factors of 12? We can use 3 times 4, right? So plus 7 has to be plus 3 plus 4. So finally, p of x is given by x minus 2, x plus 3, and x plus 4. That is the factorization of p of x. Now we have to solve p of x equal to 0. So p of x equal to 0. So we have x minus 2, x plus 3, and x plus 4 equal to 0. Let's find the value of x. So one by one, x minus 2, 0, x plus 3, 0, x plus 4 is 0. So x is equal to 2, x is equal to minus 3, x is equal to minus 4. So these are the values of x to solve this equation. And that is your answer for part 2. Okay, let's move on to question number 5. In this question, all the lengths are in centimeters. That is good to know. Now, what's next? In the triangle ABC, show above AC, we have AC equal to this, BC equal to this, and angle ACB equal to this, as you can see on this diagram. Now, part 1, without using a calculator, show that the length of AB equal to this. So we have to show the length of AB equal to this. So since we know this side and this side, we know the angle in between, we can use the cos sine rule to find this side. So let's write this down. Cosine of the angle 60 is equal to root 3 plus 1 square plus root 3 minus 1 square minus AB square, and all this divided by 2 times this and this. Okay, I think I need more space. So let me solve one by one. So what is the base going to be? So what is this times this? This is just like a plus b, and this is a minus b. So that will be a squared, which is 3 minus 1. That will be 2. 2 times 2, that will be 4. So your base here is 4. So and let's solve for these ones, okay? So let me write this here. So what is root 3 plus 1 square? That is equal to 3 plus 2 root 3 plus 1. And what is root 3 minus 1 square? That is 3 minus 2 root 3 plus 1. Now, what is this plus this? So we have to add this, So this root 3 plus 1 square plus root 3 minus 1 square. That will be 3 plus 2 root 3 plus 1 plus 3 minus 2 root 3 plus 1. So these two will be cancelled out, and the rest will be 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 1 plus 1. That will be 8. So here you will have, so if you simplify, so now you will have cos of 60 is equal to 8 minus AB squared over 4. Now we have to find the value of AB. So let's cross multiply. You will have 4 cos of 60. So you should know the value of cos of 60 is equal to half. If you don't know, you can check as well. So cos of 60, we have to use degrees. Cos of 60, that is half, equal to 8 minus AB squared. So if you simplify, this will be 4 times half is 2, is equal to 8 minus AB squared. So AB squared is equal to 6. From this you have AB is equal to root 6. That is your value shown as required, but you have to show all the steps for your 3 marks. That is part 1. Now for part 2, show that the angle CAB is 15. So where is CAB? CAB will be this angle. Let's call this one alpha. So we have to find the angle of alpha. So we know this is root 6. So we know this side and this side. We know this and this. So we can use the sine rule. So let's write down. Sine rule will be angle, sine of the angle, alpha, over your side will be root 3 minus 1 is equal to sine of 60 over root 6. Now sine of alpha is equal to root 3 minus 1 times sine of 60 divided by root 6. So root 3 minus 1 sine of 60 divided by root 6, and sine inverse of that should be 15. So alpha should be 15. So this is shown as required. So CAB is equal to 15 degrees, but you have to show how you found your answer according to this sine rule. Now let's do part 3. Now without using a calculator, find the area of this triangle. So when they say without using a calculator, it just means you have to show your steps. But now if you want to check your values, you can always use a calculator, but you have to show your steps. Not a big deal. Now find the area of triangle ABC. We know this side. We know this side. We can use the formula. So area will be half sine of the angle 60 times the two sides. Root 3 plus 1 and root 3 minus 1. So we have seen that this is equal to, this becomes 2, right? Root 3 becomes 2. So that will be 2. Half times 2 is just cancelled out. So you have sine 60 remaining, which is what? So you can check. So sine of 60, that should be root 3 over 2. You can check. So root 3 divided by 2 should give you the same value. So that is your area of the triangle. So as long as you show your formula here, and you have to show how you found this by using this, and then you show this is the answer and this is the value for your area. That is your question number 5. Now moving on to question number 6, we have a curve have equation y equal to 7 plus tan x. Now part 1, find the equation of the tangent to the curve at the point where x equals to this. So what is the value of y? Y will be 7 plus tan x is pi by 4. So what is pi by 4? It is 45, but we can check. So pi is 180 divided by 4, that is 45. So 7 plus tan of 45 is equal to 8. So value of y will be 8. So the point is x is this, and value of y is 8. Now, to find the gradient of tangent, we have to use dy by dx. dy by dx of this will become sec square x. Now, let's find the gradient at the point. So dy by dx at x equal to pi by 4. Now, what is sec x? It is equal to 1 over cos x. So what is cos of 45? Let's find the value. So cos of 45 degrees, that should be this value. So if you know, that will be root 2 divided by 2. Okay, so that should give you, so 1 over cos of this square. That is, so this value here, let's write this down in a different color. So cos of this is root 2 over 2. So for these values, you have to know your table because sometimes you really need to work with exact values, and you have to know your values for your table. So I will make another video sometimes to show you how to remember the values for your table, so you can find these values when it comes down to finding cos of the angle, sine of the angle and stuff. So let's do that for now. So let's make a side note. Cos of 45 degrees is equal to root 2 over 2. And also make a side note, sine of 45 degrees is also root 2 over 2, except tan of 45 is equal to 1. So this is a side note for you guys, just to know how I found this answer. And that will be 1 divided by, that will be squared, that will be 2 over 4, which is 2. So you can check 1 divided by 2 over 4, that should be 2. So which means your gradient of tangent is equal to 2, which is m2. Now we have the point here, we can find the equation of the tangent. So y minus 8 over x minus pi by 4 is equal to 2. Now we can cross multiply, you will have y minus 8 is equal to 2 minus pi is 2x pi by 2. Now simplify, you will have y equal to 2x plus 8 minus pi by 2. That will be your equation of the tangent at the point of x equal to pi by 4. Now, as a side note, we have to know this conversion. Pi is equal to 180 degrees, so pi by 4 is just 45 degrees. So this is important for you to know. If you don't like to work with with radians, you can always convert to degrees and work with degrees. So make a side note of this, and for this angle as well, it is good to know. Now for part 2, find the value of x between 0 and pi radians. So x is between 0 and pi, which is 0 and 180 degrees. That's okay, but we need pi, right? Radians. For which dy by dx equal to y. So what is dy by dx? As you have seen, dy by dx is this value. That will be sec square y is equal to y is given by this equation, 7 plus tan x. Now if you have tan, you have sec square x, you have to know that we have a formula given to you on your first page. That should be this one. So sec square a is equal to 1 plus tan square a. So replace, you will have, let's write this down, sec square a is equal to 1 plus tan square a. So for this, what is sec square x? That should be giving you 1 plus tan square x equal to 7 plus tan x. Now let's bring everything to one side. You will have tan square x minus tan x plus 1 minus 7, now be minus 6 equal to 0. Now we can factorize. Tan square will be tan x times tan x. What is 6? 6, it is 3 times 2. Now for us to get minus 1, we have to do minus 3 plus 2. Now if you solve, the first one will be tan x equal to minus 2 and tan x equal to 3. Now we have two possible values for this. Let's do one by one. So if tan is positive, it will be in your first quadrant and in your third quadrant. Now if tan is negative, it will be in your second quadrant and in your third quadrant. So let's do one by one. Let's first take the negative value. So tan x equal to minus 2. So let's first find what is x for tan inverse of the 2. Let's not take minus 2 for now. So let's use radians. Tan inverse of 2 is equal to 1.107. So 1.107. But your answer is actually, for this one, this is equal to pi minus this. This is 2 pi minus this. So your value for x, this is your value for theta actually, not x, but x will equal to pi minus 1.107. That should be 2.03. And then it can be 2 pi minus 1.107. That should be 5.18. That is the two values of x for this one. Now for this one, when it is positive, tan of x equal to 3, x is equal to tan inverse of 3, x gives you which value. So when it is positive, it will be in your first quadrant and in your third quadrant. So that will be tan inverse of 3. That should be 1.25, or it can be pi plus answer 4.39. Now we have these values of x, so now we have to look at our range, our domain. X is only between this and this. What is the value of pi? Pi is just 3.14. Now let's check which one is inside this domain. So this one is good, this one is outside, this one is outside. So the two possible values of x can be 1.25 and it can be 2.03. And this is your answer for part 2 of this question. Okay, that is question number 6. Now let's move on to question number 7. In these questions, all the lengths are in meters. Okay, so a conical tent is to be made with a height of h. So if this is your height of h, the inside also have to be your height of h. So this is h, this is also h. Okay, and this is a line. It is a horizontal line, which means this is 90 degrees. Okay, now this is given to you, the radius is r, and the slant height is given to you as this length. Okay, so part 1, show that we have this equation. So how can you link the radius and h together? If you observe, we have a right angle triangle right here. And when we have this kind of triangle, we can use the Pythagoras theorem, which says h squared plus r squared is equal to 0.5h plus 2 squared. Now we just have to expand this. We have to make r squared the subject of formula. So r squared is equal to, how do you expand this? That will become 0.5 square h squared plus, what is 2 times this times this? So what is 2 times 2 times 0.5? That should be 2. 2h plus 4. Now send h over here, it will be minus h squared. Right, this goes here. Now simplify, r squared is equal to, so what is this value? This is 0.5 squared is 0.25. h squared plus 2h plus 4 minus h squared. So 0.25 minus 1, that is minus 0.75. So r squared is equal to 2h plus 4 minus 0.75 h squared. This is shown as required. Okay, that is your question for that. That is your answer for part 1. Now let's move on to part 2. The volume of a tent V is given by this equation. This is the equation for the volume of a cone, 1/3 pi r square h. Now part 1, given that h can vary, find, correct to 2 decimal place, the value of h, which gives a stationary value of v. So we know that v is the volume given to you by 1/3 pi r square h. Now we have to find the value of h for which it gives you a stationary value of v. So as you know, you would say at stationary value dv by dh, because h can vary, so you have to write by dh is equal to 0. So let's find this value. So what is dv by dh? So here you have r squared. So let's first simplify. So from part 1, we have seen that r squared is equal to what? 2h plus 4 minus 0.75h squared. That is from part 1. So let's expand this. V is equal to 1/3 pi. Now we have to multiply r squared by h. So let's expand this with this, right? You will have 2h plus 4 minus 0.75 h squared times h. We can just bring this h inside because these two are just constant. We don't need to really care about those for now. We can just leave those two outside and only bring the h inside, you will have 2h squared plus 4h minus 0.75h cubed. So this is your new formula for v. So let's find dv by dh. Now, dv by dh will be equal to, so 1/3 pi is just a constant. This will be 4h, this will be 4, this will be, so what is 3 times 0.75? That should give you 2.25, so minus 2.25 h squared. And as we have said, at this value, dv by dh is equal to 0. So simplify, you will have, this goes away, you will have 4h plus 4 minus 2.25 h squared. Now let's make everything let's make this become positive. You will have 2.25 h squared. This was positive, will have to become negative, and minus 40 equal to 0. Now we have to use the formula for this equation. So h is equal to minus b, which is 4, plus minus, which is b squared, which is 16, minus 4 times a, times c. c is minus 4. That should be 52. Divide by 2 times this, that will be 4.5. So let's find the value of h. h will be 4 plus root of 52 divided by 4.5. That should be 2.49, correct to 2 decimal place, or it can be 4 minus root of 52 divided by 4.5. That will be minus 0.7, minus 0.71. But as always, we take the positive value because h is the height of a 10. It cannot be negative. It cannot be below the ground. It has to be above the ground for your 10th, right? So h will be 2.49 meters. Now for part 3, determine the nature of this value. So to find the nature, we have to find d2v by dh2. So we have to redifferentiate this equation. So that will be, constant is outside as always. That will be 4. That will become 0. And that will become minus 2. What is 2 times 2.25? That will be 4.5. Minus 4.5h. Now for this value of h is equal to 2.49. What is this value? 2 by dh2. That should be 1/3 pi. 4 minus 4.5 h. Let's see what you get. So 1/3, that's okay. Let's find the inside. So 4 minus 4.5 times 2.49. That is this times 1/3, sorry, 1/3 pi. That'll be minus 7.55, which is a negative value. So you would say, since d2v by dh2 is less than 0, so nature, we can write the point, the value, stationary value is a max value, is max value by this. Now the thing here is we actually have to find the value. We just found the point, we just found the value of h, but we have to find the value of v, gives a value of v. So let's do that. So replace back in your equation. So right here, this is your main equation. So v, let's do this here. So for this value of h, v is equal to, replace back, you will have 1/3 pi, 2, h will be 2.49 square, plus 4 times 2.49, minus 0.75, 2.49 cube. Okay, so 2.49 is your answer. So 1/3 pi times 2 answer square plus 4 times answer minus 0.75 answer cube. That should be 11.3. Correct to 3SF. That is the volume units cubes. So as always, I like to double check because you might make mistake in those calculations, so it's best to double check your value. So 2.49 is your value of h. 2 times h squared plus 4 times h minus 0.75 h cubed times 1 over 3 times pi, 11.29. Okay, that is good. So that will be your stationary value for this value of h. So this is your answer actually for this question, and this is your answer for part 3, and that is your question number 7. Now let's move on to question number 8. So the points A, B, C lie on this circle, as you can see, A, B, and C. The radius is given to you as 6, so this is also 6. Now the tangents to the circle at A and C meet at point T. Tangents meet at point T, which means these two has to be the same as well. Same and same. Now, the length of OT is 10. Find, first one, the angle TOA in radians. So first we have to find TOA, so I have to find this angle. So since they are tangent to the circle, it means that this is a right angle. So triangle TAO is a right angle triangle. We have to find this angle. So we can use SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA. So here we have this side, which is your adjacent side, so A, and here we have your hypotenuse, so that will be H. So we have to use this one. So cos of the angle that we don't know, TOA, is equal to your adjacent side divided by your hypotenuse. Now, TOA is cos inverse 6 over 10. So you have to use radians. So cos inverse 6 divided by 10. That should give you 0.927. 0.927. So this angle right here is 0.927 radians. So this is your answer for part 1, correct to 3SF. Now for part 2, it says find the area of the region TABCT. So TABCT. So find the area of this shape. So we have to do this one by one. So we can first find this area. So since these two triangles are the same, we can first find the area of this triangle. That will be half, we can use the sine, so let's do that. So first find the area of triangle TAO. That will be half sine of the angle, which is 0.927, and times the two sides will be 10 times 6. So half sine of the angle times 10 times 6. That should be 24. Now, if the triangle, this is 24, right? This also has to be 24 because these two are the same. Now, next is we have to find the area of this sector. So if this is angle 0.927, this also has to be the same. So what is the remaining angle? What is this angle on the outside? That will be 2 pi minus 0.927 times 2. That will be 4.43. Okay, so let's find the area of sector. So area of triangle TOC is also the same. So now, not triangle, area of sector ABCO will be angle is 4.43 over 2 pi times pi all square. Now in this question, the value, this can go away, so that will be 4.43 over 2. Now in this question, the value of r is 6 square. So divided by 2 times 6 square. That will be 7.79.7. Now the area, we have to add everything together. So area TABCT is equal to 24 plus 24 plus answer. that should be 127.7, but correct to 3SF, you can write 128. This is in centimeters square. Now next part is to find the perimeter of this region. Perimeter is just the distance around this region. So first, what is this length? We don't know. Let's find that. We can find this pretty easily by using your Pythagoras theorem. So let's first find the length of AT. So AT can be found by using the Pythagoras theorem, because triangle, so TAO is a right angle triangle. We know this is 6 and this is 10. We can find this one pretty easily. That will be, so AT square plus 6 square equal to 10 square. That will be 100 minus 36. That will be 64. So you will have AT is equal to 8. So go back. This will be 8. And this is also 8. Now, this 8, 8, we have to find this now. So how do you find the length of arc AC? So let's do that. Arc ABC. That will be found by using the formula. The angle here we have found previously was 4.43, as you can see, 4.43. So 4.43 over 2 pi times 2 pi r. R is 6. So these two cancel out. That will become 4.43 times 6. That will be 26.58. Now we know this is 26.58. So the perimeter has to be the distance around. So let's begin here. That will be 8 plus this plus 8. That will be 8 plus 26.6 plus 8. That will be 42.6. So your answer for part 3 will be 42.6 centimeters for the perimeter. And that is your question number 8. Now let's move on to question number 9. In this question, I is a unit vector due east. East in this direction, that is I. And j is due north, that will be north in this direction, that is j. Okay. Now units of length and velocity are meters and meters per second. Now the first information that we have is the initial position of vectors of A and B relative to O is given by this. So which means OA is given by this one, which is 1, 5, and OB is given by this one, which is Q minus 50. Now, respectively, A and B start moving at the same time, okay? A moves with a velocity of this, which means velocity of A is given by P minus 3. Now, B moves with this one, so V of B is given by 3 minus 1. Now, question number 1 is, given that A travels with the speed of this, find the value of P. Find the value of the positive P. So pretty easy. Since we know this is VA given to us by P minus 3, the speed is just the magnitude of VA, which is root of P square plus 9, supposed to give you 5, which is P square plus 9 is 25. So P square is 25 minus 9, that will be 16. So P will be root of 16, that will be 4. So the value of P is equal to 4. Now for part 2, find the direction of motion of B as a bearing correct to the nearest degree. So the motion of B is VB is equal to 3 minus 1. So how do you describe this motion? So how do you draw this? So 3 will be, it is plus 3, so it will be positive from this point. Will be plus 3 will be in this direction, 3. Minus 1, that will be minus 1. Now, this is plus 3, this is 1. Minus 1, it just means going down. Now, the direction will be in this direction. That will be the resulting direction, which is VB. Now, we have to find the bearing. So to find the bearing, we have to draw our north line. As always, the north line we need to know. Now, the bearing is this angle, this going until here. So we know this is 90. We have to find this angle. Let's call this one alpha. So what is the value of alpha? So this is a right angle triangle. We can use SOHCAHTOA. So here we have this side, which is your A side, and this is your opposite side. So we have to use this one, which is tan of alpha is equal to the opposite side, which is 1 over 3. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of 1 over 3. 1 over 3, that should be, let's find in degrees. That will be 18.43 degrees. Now, since we know this is 18.43 degrees, so the bearing will be this much, which is 90 plus this angle. So bearing is 90 plus 18.43. That will be 108.43. Now you need to give the answer correct to the nearest degree. That will be equal to 108 degrees for the bearing. That will be part 2. Now for part 3, state the position vector of A after t seconds. So how do you write the position vector of A? You can write R is equal to, R is the position. What is the initial position? The first one is your initial position plus we have to times the time after t seconds, time times the speed or the velocity. So velocity. So that's how you write the position vector. So for A we know that VA is given to you by 4 minus 3, and OA, which is the initial position, is given to you by 1, 5. So this is pretty easy. R is equal to, initial position is 1 over 5 plus T times V is this one, 4 minus 3. Okay, so same step for B. So they give you VB as 3 minus 1, and OB is given to you as well as Q minus 50. So R is equal to initial position 3 minus 1 plus T times Q minus 15. That is part 4. Now part 5 is find the time taken. So time taken is find the value of T when A and B meet. So if they meet, so basically this is the position of A and position of B, right? Now if they meet, if they were to meet, it means that the position of A will be equal to the position of B. So let's write this down. We know that this is 1, 5 plus T, 4 minus 3 is equal to the position of B, that will be 3 minus 1 plus T, Q minus 15. So we have to find the value of T. So let's expand and see what equation can we use. You will have 1 plus 4t equal to 3 plus qt. That's your first equation, and this one will be 5 minus 3t equal to minus 1 minus 15t. So we can use this one to find the value of t. So let's do that. So here you have 3t, here you have 15t. Let's send this on this side. Let's see, what do we have? Let's do okay, so minus 3 plus 15, that will be, the value will be 12. Let's do that. So minus 3t plus 15, that will be minus 1 minus 5. I think I must have made a mistake somewhere because my value does not seem to add up. Let me check, because time cannot be negative, so let me see if that will be negative or positive here. Okay, I see maybe where now. That should be minus minus. Okay, good. Okay, let's try, we'll see what happens. So that will be plus 15 minus 5. That will be plus 12t equal to minus 6. T is equal to minus half, which is not possible. Time cannot be negative, so I think I must have made a mistake somewhere. Let me check. So this is your value of a, v is 4, 3 minus 3. This is given to you as 1, 5, and q minus 15. Okay, good. And vb is given to you by 3 minus 1. So your position will be 1, 5, that is over a, plus t times the speed of a will be 4 minus 3, that is good. And this one is equal to 3 minus 1. Oh, that is not good. Yeah. So here we have, I made a mistake here, because as you can see, here should be the the position vector of your vector. So it is not good. I made a mistake here. So the value here should be RB equal to the position vector. This is the velocity, not the position. We have to write Q minus 15 and plus T equal to the velocity is 3 minus 1. So this is the right way of writing this. So I made a mistake here. So now going back to my question, that's where I made a mistake. So let's write this down again. So this one is not good. Let's cross this down. So RA equal to RB. RA is good, which is 1 plus 4t over 5 minus 3t equal to RB, which is, so we have just to expand this right here, this one, q plus 3t and minus 15 minus t. So we just use this. So expand, you will have, let's use this one. So 5 minus 3t is equal to minus 15 minus t. Now let's send this one over here. You will have 5 plus, that will be 20, minus t plus 3, that will be 2t. So t will be equal to 10. That is your value for t. So time can only be positive, it cannot be negative. So make sure that you have your correct value of t. So here I made a mistake, so write this. Remember, this is your formula for the position vector. Remember this, you can write this too, and then solve to find the value of t. Now part 4 is find the position vector of the point where A and B meet. So we just have to find the value of either of them. Let's find this one. So R of A is equal to 1 plus 4t, 5 minus 3t. 1 plus 4t is 40, 5 minus 30. That will be equal to 41 over minus 25. That is your answer for the position vector of the point where they meet. Now from this, part 7, find the value of the constant q. Find q. So to find q, we have to go back to this. So which is 1 plus 4t is equal to q plus 3t. So now we know the value of t is equal to 10. Let's replace back in the equation. You will have 1 plus 40 equal to q plus 30. So q is equal to what? So this is 41 minus 30, that is 11. So q is equal to 11. And that is your question number 9. Okay, let's move on to question number 10. So the function f and g are defined by x more than 1. That is the domain of x, of these functions, sorry. Now part 1, find f g of x. So f g of x is like f g of x inside of f, right? So that will be 2 plus ln, x will be g of x. Replace, you will have 2 plus ln, g of x is 2ex plus 3. That will be your answer for part 1. Now for part 2 is find f of x, so same steps, that will be f of x will be inside. that is 2 plus ln f of x. That will be 2 plus ln 2 plus ln x. That will be your value. That is part 2. Now for part 3 is find g inverse of x. So as always, we let y is equal to g of x. So y is equal to 2 exponential x plus 3. We send 3 over here, you will have y minus 3 is equal to 2 e power x. Now we have to make x become the subject of formula. So e of x is equal to y minus 3 divided by 2. So x is equal to ln y minus 3 over 2. So you write down g inverse, it is in terms of x, so replace the value of y by x. Okay, that is the answer for inverse of g of x. Now for part 4 is solve the equation f of x equal to 4. F of x is given to you by 2 plus ln x equal to 4. So ln x is equal to 2. X is equal to exponential 2. Or you can write down the decimal values. Exponential square, that will be 7.39. Correct to 3SF. Now for this one, solve this equation. So first, what is g of f of x? It's equal to g of f of x. That is equal to 2e. X here is f of x plus 3. Now we have to replace the value of f of x inside right here. Now it'll be 2 exponential power of f of x is 2 plus ln of x. That is plus 3. Now simplify. Now it'll be 2. When you have, let's say you have a power of 1 plus x. For example, it is just this times e of x. So same way, this is 2 times e of ln x plus 3. So let's simplify. What is this value? So e of ln x, this is 1, has to be x. So 2e square x plus 3. That is your g of f of x. Now let's solve this. You will have g of f of x equal to 20. That will be 2e square x plus 3 is equal to 20. Now we have to do make x your subject of formula. That will become 17. So x is equal to 17 divided by 2e squared. That should be 1.15. So the value of x, 1.15, correct to 3SF. And that is your question number 11. And let's move on to the last question. So 11. So that was 10. So that was question 10. This is question number 11. Okay, that's the last question. So it is given that A equal to this matrix, that A squared minus 5A equal to 2I. I is your identity matrix. So I is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. Now part 1, find a relationship connecting the constant P and Q. So let's use this to find this relationship. So what is A squared? A squared is A times A. That is 2pq3 times 2pq3. So let's solve rows by column. That will be 4 plus pq. Rows by column, that is 2p plus rows by column, 3p, true. And rows by column, that will be 2q plus 3q. And rows by column, that will be pq plus 9. So simplify, that will give you 4 plus pq, that will be 5p, and this will be 5q, and this will be pq plus 9. Okay, so that is a square. Now 5a, what is my 5a? 5a is just 5 times a, that will be 10, 5q, 5p, and that will be 15. So now replace back in this equation. So a squared is given by this, which is 4 plus pq, 5q, 5p, pq plus 9 minus 5, a will be 10, 5q, 5p, 15 is equal to 2 times this will be 2002. So as you can see, these two cancel out. So you will have this, which is 4 plus pq minus 10 is equal to 2, and you have this one, which is pq plus 9 minus 15 is equal to 2. So let's simplify the first equation. You will have pq is equal to what? 2, so 4 minus 10 will be minus 6, plus 2, that will be 8, and pq equal to 9 minus 15 will be minus 6, that will be 8 as well. So here you go, that is your equation connecting p and q. P times q will be 8. That will be part 1. Now for part 2, given that p and q are positive and that the determinant of a is equal to minus 3q, find the value of this and this. So a is given to you by this matrix, 2, p, q, 3. How do you find the determinant of a? You have to cross multiply, so 2 times 3 is 6, minus p times q is pq, supposed to give you minus 3p. Now, this equation will be what? So let's make this pq the subject of your formula. That will become pq equal to 6 plus 3p. That is our equation number 2. Now from part 1, you have seen that pq equal to 8, so replace pq in pq here. So that will be 8 equal to 6 plus 3p. So 3p equal to 2, p equal to 2 divided by 3. Now what is the value of q? Q, put it back in this equation. So we know that p times q, so p is 2 over 3 times q is 8. So q is 8 times 3 divided by q, which is 12. So value of p is 2 over 3, and the value of q will be 12. Okay, so that was the last question of this paper, and I hope that was somewhat helpful. And as always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.